Hello everyone, Lloyd here. My apologies for being tardy. Ever make dinner and one of your ingredients just for some ungodly reason decides not to want to cook? Yeah, that was me tonight with brown rice. I was trying a new recipe I saw on YouTube for a nice sausage recipe, and for some reason the brown rice would not cook. I don't know why. I do not know why. I ended up taking double time to have it cook, and I was using chicken bone broth, and it should have taken. But for some reason it took that much longer to make food. But finally, after an hour and 15 minutes, dinner finally got made. It was awesome. I'm putting the recipe on the Discord later. It is super tasty, especially with hot sausage. But that's not why we're here right now. We're here for more puzzles, more Catriel Layton, more goat poo. Also, if you have noticed, we have hit our marker for 450 followers. That means, in the coming future, I'm going to be playing a Hat in Time's Death Wish mode. Yay. I hope you all enjoy me losing my mind, because those aren't easy. But that'll be in the near future. As soon as I, either finish up one more game, or work my schedule around. The story so far. Catriel receives Dean Delmona's permission to access any part of the university in order to investigate the theft of Dr. Ohm's documents. She returns to Gressenheller to search the scene of the crime, with Ernest in tow. Alright. We have to go all the way back now to Gressenheller. And hopefully figure out what the heck happened to Ernest in this flashback. Alright, so we're going inside. Also, I hope everyone's having a good day today. Nice Wednesday. Alright, here we are then. Dr. Ohm's laboratory is just up ahead. Oh, look, miss. There he is. Inspector Hastings. Not you two again. I've had just about enough of your sauce, alright? You're not coming in here, and that's final. Actually, it's not. We have permission to investigate in the laboratory now. In fact, we have permission to do whatever we deem necessary for our inquiries. Come on. Do you think I was born yesterday? And who gave you permission, eh? Because it certainly wasn't me. Dean Delmona authorized it personally. Eh? The Dean? Presumably you're not going to flout his authority? I don't. Dean Delmona said it was alright. Go on then. In you go. Thank you, Inspector. Come along, Ernest. Oh, yes. Do excuse us, Inspector. I don't know what the Dean's playing at letting you clowns investigate. This is highly irregular. Even Inspector Hastings was powerless to stop us now that we had Dean Delmona's permission. I waited with bated breath to see what miraculous deductions Miss Layton would be able to make at the scene of the crime. And we finally get access. Nice. Dr. Ohm's research laboratory at Gressenheller University. Ooh, nice lab. This is it, miss. The research laboratory of the highly regarded Dr. Gene Ohm. Isn't it exciting? So this is where the incident took place. And you got in here through that window over there, was it? That's right. That's the window I was peering in through when I slipped and fell inside. With an oopsie-daisy. Did I mention that? You did. And that's presumably Dr. Ohm over there. According to Inspector Hastings, he's accused you of the crime. Gosh, I idolize the man, but he thinks I'm a criminal. Well, I think we should start by interviewing him. Excuse me, Dr. Ohm. Who are you? I'm Catriel Layton. Dean Delmona has given me permission to investigate the theft of your research papers.
Heh, It's a disgrace, I tell you. And... Wait! You're the young chap who took them!
No, I assure you, Professor. I've been wrongly accused. I didn't do it.
What are you even doing here? Didn't they take you back to Scotland Yard?
They did, but they had let me go because they didn't have enough evidence to hold me. Clearly, Ernest here was acting suspiciously and did enter the laboratory through a window, but he's not the culprit. I intend to clear Ernest's name by finding the true thief and bringing him or her to justice. We'll need to make a thorough search of this laboratory in order to gather supporting evidence.
I don't know what you think you'll be able to find, but if the team's giving you his permission, I can't stop you. Be my guest. Just don't upset any of my experiments.
Thank you. We'll try not to take too much of your time.
Alright, this means time to nitpick his entire office.
Ooh. Dr. Ohm's desk is inviolably tidy, isn't it? A far cry from a certain other Gressenheller professor, that's for sure. A certain other? Sorry. Probably her dad. Never mind. Yeah, it's her dad's. It's just that you generally think of academics as being too engrossed in their work to care about keeping things in order.
Excuse me, I don't know what other academics you know, but I'll thank you not to tar me with the same brush.
Oh, sorry. I didn't think you could hear me.
It's a small room, of course I can hear you.
I'm clean and tidy by nature. I can't relax unless I have everything in order. It's really very simple. You put things away after you finish using them, and you put rubbish in the bin. When you finish with documents, you dispose of them promptly. You can't write a coherent paper about anything if you're surrounded by mess. That's what I believe anyway, and that's why I always keep things neat and tidy.
I see, so that's how the great professor works. Fascinating. Okay. There's two other things to... Alright. What do we got here? Hey! Fashion farthings! Books? Oh, I say, what a marvelous collection of books. Dr. O must have every work on plant genetics that's worth its salt. What else? Oh, the window! Oh, look, there's a fine view of a rose bed out on the window.
Ah, you've noticed the roses, have you?
I'll say they're simply spiffing.
Aren't they? I often stop and gaze out of the window at them.
Who tends to the flowers, Dr. Ohm?
I don't really know, to be honest. I hear some of the students manage the gardening around here.
Gosh, that's very impressive. Flowers like that take an awful lot of looking after.
Yes, I should be thankful to the students, I suppose. Whenever I get a little fed up with my progress, I find those beautiful roses often cheer me up.
So the view from your window helps you when you're writing papers, you mean? The view from the window.
Ooh, we got a clue. Oh, it's like the shape of a moon, but it's actually a rose petal.
Nice. From his lab window, Ohm has a prime view of the flower beds the university students tend. The professor claims it helps him think when penning his research. Interesting. What else we got? I probably have to interview him.
Ooh, we got a puzzle!
Our first puzzle for the stream. This is Dr. Ohm's research equipment. I'm sure it's very best. Probably rather expensive. Do you suppose he ever drops things when he's conducting experiments? Chemicals and things, I mean. Does he huff? Oh yes, I'm afraid that does happen. Like this.
That's what happens.
137, precious medicine. A valuable bottle of medicine has slipped out of the boy's hands. Try to limit the damage by placing one piece of wood so that as little medicine spills on the floor as possible. Where would be the best place to position the wood? Alright, so how big of a piece of wood am I dealing with here? Only about yay big. Oh, am I starting to get drift? Oh, no. No. Not for this. My controllers have been so good lately. Don't tell me maybe something got, like, stuck? Okay, it seems I've settled. Ugh, please, I don't want to get a heart attack. Alright, so... The least spill... Wait a minute! I could just cover the bottle! There!
If you'll entertain my idea here...
Yeah, I got it!
That's a relief. I wasn't entirely sure.
You did it! If the bottle was sealed shut at the start, then no medicine would spill. It's important to watch where you're going when you're carrying things. Why would you have a bottle upside down like that? Like, seriously. That is so stupid to carry around! Computer guy, greetings! Good to see you. Gosh, I'm glad I managed to stop that substance going all over the floor. Whatever it was. I hope I can work with Dr. Ohm one day. Proving you didn't steal his research data will be rather pivotal in realizing that wish, I think. Yes, of course. Alright, what else we got? Oh, wait, we got plant. Okay, that's one. Ah, these are the precious tools of Dr. Ohm's trade. You can see incredible detail on the plant's surface with one of these, you know. Oh, what do we got? You discovered the... Vicious veg. That's a mandragora. That is a legitimate mandragora. Dr. Ohm, would you mind if I asked you one or two questions?
If you must. I'm a very busy man, you know.
Yes, tell me, why is it that you've accused Ernest of stealing your papers?
For crying out loud. He was seen climbing in through the window. You don't need to be Einstein to figure it out.
I'm sorry, Dr. Ohm, you're mistaken. That's right, miss, you set him straight. Ernest has admitted entering the room through the window, but he didn't climb in. He fell in. With an oops-a-daisy. That doesn't help, Catriel. I don't think that's really relevant here, miss. Oh, really? But you kept mentioning it.
Look, I was in here just before you snuck through the window, and all my papers were accounted for then. I had an appointment, so I left the laboratory, but I made sure I locked the door on my way out. Then just after you broke in, one of my students came and let himself in here with a spare key. He saw you in here, for goodness sake. And when I got back, the papers I left on my desk were gone. They can't have just disappeared into thin air, can they? Who else could be responsible but you?
I don't know, but... Just a moment, Dr. Ohm. You said that you locked the door when you left the room, didn't you? What about the window? Didn't you lock that? Oh, I remember now. I actually saw Dr. Ohm opening the window while I was standing and admiring the roses outside. The same window that the cat jumped in through, I mean.
I don't remember. I intend to lock the window too, but the point is, you don't expect people to sneak in through windows. The fact that you did, that proves you were up to no good.
Dr. Ohm, I wish you'd believe me. I don't think there's anything you could say to him at the moment that he would change his mind, Ernest. We'll just have to find irrevocable proof. Yes, I suppose so. Well, now that I've had a look around the laboratory for myself... Oh, have you managed to find the evidence we need, miss? I find that your actions are more and more suspicious, Ernest. Oh, no. Not really. I was just pulling your leg.
Don't do that.
Gosh, I nearly fainted. Still, I can't find anything that really proves your innocence. For the time being, you're still being considered a suspect, I'm afraid. We need to find something that points to the true culprit. Just something.
This is a real problem, this is.
Dr. Ohm, what's wrong?
I've been trying to carry on with this paper despite my important documents having been stolen. But without them to refer to, I'm lost. I can't make head nor tail of what's written here.
Oh dear. Would you let me have a look, Professor?
You? But you're the thief. Well, why not? The way things are at the moment, it couldn't get any worse.
Thank you.
This is what gives me the trouble, you see.
Oh, we got a puzzle. To the letter. The letters on the left have been transformed into the symbols on the right. Using the same rule, what symbol would the bottom letter turn into? Choose from the 4 possible answers. Okay, I need to write this down. Alright, let's see. V turns into this. M turns into an up arrow. X turns into question mark. Alright. So. I mean, if you turn the V upside down, you get that shape, but that doesn't work for the M. Although... Okay, because I could sort of see it with the M. You can kind of fold it so that the one portion can go on the other side of it, and it becomes an arrow. Yeah, because that would actually work for the V too. Because if you flip it over to the other side, the one line, it becomes an upside down V. So if you apply that to the X, that would be a diamond. I think I got it. I think it's 2.
If you'll entertain my idea here.
Yes!
Thank goodness I got that right.
You did it! The symbols on the right are created by cutting the letters on the left in half vertically and swapping over the right and left sides. Overlapping them a little is key, so I was right. You did have to kind of cut it in half and move it over. Nice.
Ah, yes. Yes, that makes sense now. What'd you say your name was again? Ernest Graves, wasn't it? Very impressive. If you weren't a thief, you'd have a promising future ahead of you.
I do wish you'd believe me, Professor. I really didn't steal anything.
It doesn't make any difference who did it now. Tomorrow's the deadline for the paper submission anyway.
Tomorrow? Oh, golly, that is a pickle.
You're telling me I was due to finish it off today, but that was before my documents were pinched. It's no use. Without that data, I can't write another word. The whole world is watching and waiting to see what I publish next. But I'm not going to be able to satisfy their thirst for my knowledge this time.
Oh dear, what a mess.
It's beyond my control, though. Now that my documents are gone, blame that scoundrel that stole them.
You won't meet the submission deadline. Yes, it's beyond your control. Are you all right, miss? I wonder. I think I might know why the documents went missing. Miss Layton was still deep in thought, but I could see that the truth of the case was bubbling up inside of her. Final clue? Final clue! Come on. Get in there. Yes! Act of Providence. And that, I believe, is case solved. Case complete! Find out what the fudge happened. Pardon me. Whew. Alright, I want to make sure my thing wasn't drifting in. Dr. Ohm's latest paper is due tomorrow. However, in events beyond his control, vital data has been stolen, so he's going to miss the submission deadline. Solve it? Absolutely. I've got it. I know exactly what happened. Really? You mean you can prove that I didn't do it? Yes, Ernest, you're off the hook. This mystery is history. So who did take the professor's documents then? I'll explain everything later. First, I want you to go and fetch Inspector Hastings. What? Me? Yes, you. Who else could go? Run along now, Ernest. Chop chop. Oh, yes.
We can put the puzzle of your missing documents to bed now. That mystery is history.
Really?
They are there.
Hey? But
What?
I don't...
Oh, move out of the way, Ernest. Dummy. The roses?
Roses?
What? I don't get it.
What on earth does this business have to do with that bed of roses?
And my voice did not match your current voice. I am so sorry.
That's the result of your research.
Oh. What?
What are you talking about? I researched genetically engineered plants. Those are just ordinary run-of-the-mill flowers of the genus Rosa. What possible connection could they have to my work?
You hit a brick wall with your research. With the presentation of your paper fast approaching, you needed to buy yourself some time. So you arranged for your documents to be stolen.
I'm following.
Who planted that idea in your head?
Of course, it left you with the problem of disposing of reams and reams of paper. And then you realized you could feed it to the goats the university keeps.
Oh, yeah. And then said goat turns it into goat poo turns into fertilizer turns into nutrients for the roses outside.
Whose droppings are used as manure for those roses.
And there it is. There it is.
You're kidding.
So those roses are the fruits of your labor. Haven't they bloomed beautifully? You must be delighted.
And speaking of flowers, I have flowers that I want to plant towards the end of the month. It's still a little too early to plant them, though.
In other words, Ernest here is innocent. So, Ernest, I'll leave you to take it from here.
Miss Layton, you are magnificent.
And that's where the Cupid arrow goes through your heart, isn't it?
It's over. All that research and for what? I've absolutely nothing to show for any of it.
It doesn't have to be over, Professor. Why don't you start again? I'd gladly help you.
Aw.
Ernest, you mean you can forgive me after everything I've done?
After a quick punch to the gut, yes, I will gladly forgive you.
I've watched you conducting your research for a long time now. I know better than anyone what an exceptional man you are. I'm quite sure you'll succeed given enough time. So let's start again. Working together.
That's
Well,
nice.
Ernest, you're exceptional yourself. Thank you.
It's Miss Layton we should be thanking. Both of us. I must think of some way to repay her. And that was the moment I realized. I realized what a deep respect I had for Miss Layton.
Deep respect, huh?
Deep faith I had in her abilities.
Nah, you are head over heels for her, dude. Don't even lie to yourself.
And how I truly felt about her.
Okay, maybe I spoke a little too soon. Save progress so far, yes. Very nice. Got some stuff for the mini games, new case, and we're gonna start said new case. Catriel Layton, wanted. Chance Lane is buzzing. There's been a murder, and Cat is the prime suspect. Investigate! Ah, the start of another lovely day. Ernest, pour us some tea, would you? Yes, miss, you seem to be having a rather gay mood this morning. Have you had some good news or something? Oh, you noticed? Is it that obvious? I thought I was managing to hide it quite well.
Like a poker player, you know you are humming loudly.
Well, I popped into Lucky Clover up the road yesterday. You know, the boutique owned by Miss Price. Anyway, I saw the most delightful hat, but I just couldn't decide if I should buy it or not.
Life's hard, isn't it? Just so hard.
She was just about to close for the day, so I had to leave it. But I've been thinking about it all night.
And in the end, you realized it was all a waste of time?
And in the end, I decided I'm going to splash out and buy it. So it's time for a trip to the Lucky Clover.
Huh. I was hoping there'd be more to it than that. Than a hat?
Cheryl, worrying about hats is not a trifling matter. It's what an English gentlewoman does. And shouldn't. I'm very excited about this, miss. I'm sure you're going to look simply stunning in it. Thank you, Ernest. By the way, have either of you noticed there seems to be a bit of a commotion going on outside? I could hear a lot of voices, yes. Oh, there's rather a crowd gathering. I say, I wonder what's going on. Perhaps we should go and investigate. Oh, everyone seems to be gathering outside the Lucky Clover.
And I don't see any tails wagging. It looks serious.
I can't really see. I wonder what's going on. Miss Layton, look! There's a policeman outside the shop. The police are on the scene. Some kind of incident must have taken place then. Yes, I dare say. Gosh, let's go and ask some of the people milling around if they know anything. Excuse me?
Sorry, lad, I'm right in the throes here. Big news this is, very big news indeedy. If this doesn't make the front page in the morning, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Of course, I've got to write the article first, but... Hang on! You're the lad from the Layton Detective Agency.
Yes, that's right. Whatever's going on here, Douglas.
And Miss Layton! Crikey!
Sorry, have I...
Dearie me, it's her! Miss Layton's here, look!
It is her, the woman herself. Can it really be true? Open bracket. Personally, I don't believe it. Close bracket. What have you done, Cat? Everyone's practically jumping out of their skins at seeing you here.
I know, I have no idea what's going on. I'll just go and ask one of the police officers. I don't think that'll be necessary, Ernest. Someone's coming over here. Look, I don't believe I've ever seen him before, have you?
Oh! You look super snooty. Chief Inspector Britannius.
Well, Miss Catria Layton, I believe, of the Layton Detective Agency.
Yes, that's me. I don't believe we've met.
Britannius is the name. Chief Inspector Britannius. I'm from Scotland Yard.
Oh, well, pleased to meet you, Chief Inspector. There's quite a crowd here, isn't there? What's happened?
Don't speak to me, please. It's against protocol to converse with suspects.
Suspects? No, I'm...
Catria Layton, I'm arresting you on suspicion of perverting the course of justice and...
No, you can't arrest Miss Layton.
The pound? For Cat?
Just a moment, please, Chief Inspector. What am I even accused of doing? Why are you arresting me?
Please, you're a suspect for the murder of Clover Price, proprietress of the Lucky Clover.
Miss Price?
The Lucky Clover?
Murder?
Murder! Catria Layton, wanted! Oh, news!
You mean Miss Price has been killed?
Impressive acting, love. But don't you think you're rather overplaying it? I know you did it.
I didn't know anything about this until just now.
Oh, really? Well, perhaps this little précis will jog some memories from you.
This morning, it was reported that the proprietress of the Lucky Clover, Ms. Clover Price, was lying motionless on the floor of her boutique. Police rushed to the scene, but the victim was already dead.
I don't believe it. Poor Miss Price.
We've managed to pinpoint the time of death as yesterday evening. And according to witnesses, you, Ms. Layton, were seen entering the shop at the exact time. So, darling, what more can I tell you? Obviously, it was you.
Well, I did go to the Lucky Clover yesterday, you're right. I was thinking about buying one of the hats in there. But Miss Price was perfectly fine when I left.
You can carry on lying to me down at the yard. Constable, take the suspect in.
Yes, sir, Chief Inspector, sir. Ms. Layton, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to accompany me to the station. No, Miss Layton isn't a criminal. This is madness. Ernest is right. Please, hear me out. Come quietly, please, miss. Otherwise, I regret to say I'll have to cuff you. Gosh, they really are going to arrest you, miss. Cuff me? But I'm no killer. Sorry, miss, but I have to follow procedure in these matters.
You're flogging a dead dog, Cat. They're not going to listen.
This must be the scoop of the century. That's the same Detective Katria Layton accused of murder. And I thought nothing could surprise me. It looks like they're determined to pin this on me.
All right, everyone, stand aside, please. Britannius, what the dickens is going on here?
Well, what a surprise. Not. I thought you'd be making an entrance before long, Hastings.
Come on, what evidence have you got that she did it?
I was expecting you to protest her innocence, seeing as how she solves the majority of your cases for you.
I'm not protesting anything. All I'm asking is, what proof have you got that Cat's the killer?
Oh, I'll get proof, Hastings, just as soon as I get her in the sweat box back at the yard.
That's not warranted, and you know it. What's with the strong-arm tactics, eh?
Oh, I can't hear you. Must be because I'm in charge of this investigation, not you.
You might be in charge, but I'm not going to sit back and let you get away with coercing a suspect. Looks like there's a bit of a dogfight going on among the pigs.
Oh, don't call them pig. I hate that labeling. Don't call them pigs. I have a nasty feeling that if I let that Chief Inspector Britannius arrest me, I'll be on a one-way track to jail. So I think I'm just going to make my excuses. Bye.
Where are you going, darling? Not trying to skip town, are we?
Bother. I'll distract them, miss. Run while you can. Thank you, Ernest. You're a lifesaver. Don't do this. For you, miss, anytime. You don't run. Sorry, Chief Inspector, but I can't let you pass me.
You're trying to protect her, are you? I don't think so.
Sorry, I won't budge. I can't get around him, sir.
Katria Layton, stop right there.
Sorry, I've forgotten how.
Where are you even going, Kate?
No idea.
Huh?
Basically, as far away from here as possible. But the end of Chancellor Street will do for now. Come on, Cheryl. Get those legs working.
So now we're on the run.
Oh boy. So many mistakes you just did in a matter of 10 minutes. Oh, and I can actually look around. I am not a killer. A killer detective, yes, but not a killer. Alright, is there anything else I could do to get stuff? Alright, that's one. Hey! The great clock keeps going no matter what happens, and I'll do the same. What else?
Oh, wait. You discovered the Cocoa Conch. Ugh, I think I've tried one of those in the past. I did not like it. I do not like... it's gonna sound weird. Back in high school, there was this imitation cheese that people would put into the pretzel, and I was like, no. Like, absolutely no. Gross. 100 million times gross. This reminds me of that. Coin? Baby? Yes!
This is no time for a Chinway Cat. If we don't get away, go on, they'll catch us up.
You're right. Let's move. Okay, so we're not allowed to talk to people.
Let's hoof it.
Where do we go now?
There's no time to stop and think. This is a race and we have to stay in the lead.
I know, but I'm not used to being the one who's being chased. I'm usually the one doing the chasing. Ciao, Bella. A pleasure to see you again. I forgot your voice. Oh, hello. I didn't mean to listen, but you are being chased by the police. Go to Lipsky's. They will help you, I'm sure. Good idea. We'll head that way. Don't let them catch you. I know you are not the killer. No one who appreciates fine food as you do could commit such a crime. Thank you. Yeah, that doesn't fly. Ciao, and be careful.
Luckily that he likes you, Cat.
Yes, all the eating here paid off.
I never thought your overactive appetite would be getting us out of trouble. Anyhow, no time for yapping. Let's hightail it to Lipsky's place.
You're right, Cheryl. I can't afford to let them catch me. They think I'm a murderer. Oh. What clue did I get? Murder? That's not much of a clue. That's kind of an action. Weird. Really weird. Murder! Of course, Cat is not the killer of Miss Clover Price, the owner of the Lucky Clover. But who is? I don't know. We're gonna have a killer time trying to find out. Okay, I can get why you two are here. Why are you here? Okay, got a coin. What else? It's still doing that tiny little bit of drift. There's coin. Classic. I might have to resort to hiding in bushes. I must remember they're here. Oh, wait. I can talk to you.
Pinstripes doesn't feed me enough. I always feel hungry when I come past this place.
Alright, what do you two want?
You won't believe what happened, Beth. The best, no, I mean the worst thing. A murder. Right here on Chancellor Lane.
Oh no, that's so scary.
Don't worry, Beth. I'm here to protect you. I'll keep you safe no matter what.
Oh, Benzie, my hero. Gag me.
Ms. Layton. Good day.
Wooster, what a surprise to see you here.
Indeed, ma'am. One is informed that you are a suspect in a murder inquiry, ma'am. Most troubling.
Oh, you've heard already. News travels fast. Is that why you're here? To find out the latest?
No, ma'am. Ms. White dispatched me on an errand to acquire provisions. Murder is an egregious charge, ma'am. One would like to express one's sympathies. One is in no doubt of your innocence.
Thank you, Wooster. It's very sweet of you to say so. Okay. I guess that's it. Huh. Alright. To the Lipskys! It'd be nice to see you guys again. Whew, well, we've made it this far at least.
Fugitives, how did we end up in this mess? I hate needing to flee. One's bad enough.
Oh look, Alex and Hans are both here. Let's ask them if they have any good ideas for us. Perhaps they'll know how we can slip away from here unnoticed. Before that, I am perusing your shop.
They look good, but this is hardly the time for a sweet treat.
Also, you're a dog, you can't have chocolate. Oh, we got a puzzle. Oh, look, there's a puzzle inside this house of sweets.
That's right. This is the perfect time for solving lengthy puzzles. When the police are hunting you on suspicion of murder, perfect time.
Well, we can't ignore a puzzle, whatever the situation. Because, you know, time freezes when you're trying to solve a puzzle. Puzzle 144, 5 houses. Houses A, B, C, and E are lined up in a row. Then house D is built. The diagram shows the 5 houses viewed from the side, and you can see house D in the middle of houses C and E. The diagram also shows the distance between the houses, and you can see that there are 50 meters between houses C and D. How many meters are there between houses D and E? Oh god, math problem. Why the math? Oh, I wish Vay were here. I really wish Vay were here right now. He would be real good at this. Alright. I'm just gonna stretch real quick. And see how well I can solve this. Or if anyone can solve this for that matter. Alright. You can see house D in the middle of houses C and E. There are 50 meters between houses C and D. Alright, I need a memo. Alright, it says here the diagram shows the distance between the houses. And you can see that there are 50 meters between houses C and D. So, between here and here is 10. Between here and here is 10. Between here and here is... This is going to be the crappiest 5 I'd ever make. Actually, no, it wasn't. It's not that bad. That's 50. But then here and here is 20? I don't... That doesn't make sense. Houses A, B, C, and E are lined up in a row. Then house D is built. Like what? It's like smack dab in the middle? The diagram also shows the distance. Well, okay, wait. I think I may have solved a little bit of this. If A through E minusing D, of course, were built through a row, and D got built, and you're looking at it from the side, what if it's, like, built further back? Like, D is, like, out here somewhere. And this make 50. Because then, if you go out this way, it would also be 50. That way, these would still be lined up, and this would still be 20. So you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just a very far away built house. Yeah, like a triangle, yeah. So it's like a really skinny triangle. So it would still be 20 meters going from C to E. D wouldn't intersect because D isn't exactly in that line. But going the other direction, like up, would be 50. And going this way would be 50. I think that's it. Doesn't say the D was put in a row. Alright, yeah. I'm going to go with 50. Let my process of my brain be correct. Although, let me actually do this. 0, 5, 0. There, 50.
I've seen how to solve this now.
Yes!
Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
Yes! I was right! I was absolutely right! Houses D and E are the same distance apart as houses C and D. House D is bigger than the other houses, but is set farther back and looks about the same size due to perspective. Yes, I feel so happy that I got that one right. Ooh, I have a recipe for apple crumble.
Can we move on now?
Even in a crisis, you have to find time to keep your mind sharp, Cheryl. That's true. And thanks for your input too, because I think we both clicked in our heads that it was like a triangle. Okay. Is there anything else I may have missed? Did I get the clock? No, I missed the clock.
Oh, that's not the right time. Oh, I say, it's not a real clock. It's another Licky Lips wafer invention.
Yes, you?
Oh, both of you. Ah, detective, I hear news. Me and Bratzy have been worried about you. You are a murderer? Police are saying this?
I know. That's why I had to get away. But now we're on the run.
No, yes, but we know you are not killing a woman.
Thank you. It's so nice that people believe in me.
We want to help you. The police are chasing her, Bratzy. What is best way for her to escape? No, yes, I have idea if you can work out.
And it's another puzzle. Amazing breakout. Ooh. Can you find your way through the maze? To get from the starting point at the bottom left to the goal at the top right, you need to break through one section of wall. Slide the circle over this section of wall that you think needs to be destroyed. As with any puzzle, you work backwards. I always work backwards when it comes to this. Alright, so it goes from here to here to here. Now we start hitting dead ends. Alright, so let's go under the assumption of it being like around here somewhere. So then we move here, go around through this, and right there. There. Easy.
A good puzzle is something you have to chew over. I ain't nothing but a hound's dog.
You did it. You found your way through the maze. This looks to be some kind of treasure chamber. You got the treasure of the internet's entire stock of adult fun time videos. That is a massive treasure.
No, yes, you try plan. I think police will not catch you this way. Bratzy, wait. Your plan would not work. Why do you say this? You have better idea, You are always being the smart Alex.
Uh-oh, they'll stop baring their teeth before long.
If detective wants to escape from police, this is better way.
More advice about evading the law?
Oh, and wow, we got a double whammy for puzzles. Amazing breakout number 2. Oh, this time I have to break 2 walls. Okay. Same thing, we work backwards. So let's try this way first. Pretend we break this wall. Then go through here. Then here. Yep, got it. You break this wall. And you break this wall. So you go from here, through there, around here, up here, to there. Got it.
This puzzle's got some bite.
Puzzle solved. Puzzle solved. If the maze is so tricky that you have to destroy walls to reach the end, it must surely be hiding some really extremely valuable treasure.
No, yes, you solve puzzle, you see? This is good way to escape from police. Wait, Bratzy, your way is not working either. What must she do then? How does she stop police from catching her? Maybe we need completely new idea. Not running away, something else. New idea? Ah, yes, I have answer. What are you thinking, Bratzy? We hide detective and dog in shop, in place police do not look.
Hide us? But where?
In here, what do you think?
In there? Really?
I don't know. A cat and a dog in such close proximity.
There is no time for arguing. In.
All right. Come on, Cheryl.
Oh.
Where did they stuff us? Unless they stuffed us in that bear.
Hello, what have we here? Two likely lads.
Haven't seen a certain catch we are lighting by any chance, have you?
Detective from agency down street? No, yes.
No, yes? Or you're taking the Michael, sir?
Come on, spit it out. Where is she?
She came through shop and exited through back entrance.
She went out through the back. Lads, out the back, lads. After her. Good. Stupid police are gone. Detective and dog, you can come out now.
Yeah, they hid in the bear. It's the only thing big enough. Whew, that was a real struggle.
Sorry, inside of giant teddy bear was too small for you, I think. I remembered when I made this teddy bear cake. There is big space inside, but not big enough.
Oh, it wasn't too bad, space-wise. It was just such a good struggle not to eat any of it. It smells so good.
I really thought she was going to start nibbling at any moment.
Alex, Hans, thank you so much. You've really thrown the police off the scent.
It was nothing. I am happy my giant teddy bear cake is useful for something. I still cannot believe Clover Price is killed. It is very sad day. She was difficult woman sometimes, but I don't think people have problem with her that makes them kill her.
No, I know what you mean. The same thought crossed my mind too. Who could have wanted Miss Price dead?
No time to think of this now, Detective. Police are all behind shop. Now is chance for you to escape.
Yes, you're right. Thank you again. Bye. Oh, we got our second clue. Killed out of spite. The Lipsky brothers claim Price was a difficult woman, but not likely to have been killed by someone out of malice. Alright, so, okay, I guess we're just gonna follow the exclamation points, because I'm kind of lost.
Where to now, Killer Kitty?
Cheryl? Well... Aha, I've got it. We head to the river.
The Thames? Yeah, fishing at a time like this. Great idea.
No, look, there are police searching for me everywhere. If we don't use our heads, they'll find me. That's why I'm suggesting the river. If we get on a boat, we can get far away from here in no time.
A boat? This is actually a good idea.
I know. I'm impressed with myself. Come along then, to the river. Okay, and we go there by boat. Alright, by the Thames. Well, we've made it this far without being caught.
The wharf is on the other side. Over the bridge, Cat. Quick.
Can I please explore the area first? I want my coins. No! 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 Why are you here? Why? Why are you here? Oh. What do you want, bunny boy? You have a puzzle. That's what you got. Oh dear, why are you looking so miserable?
I'm sick. Homesick. I just received a letter from my family in San Grio.
Oh, I see.
No, I cannot let myself be unhappy. I'm selling papoños. Papoños and unhappy are like oil and water. And I also have a new puzzle for you. It came with a letter from my family. Try it. Show me how work your magic with the puzzles.
I hate this bunny freak so much. Love triangles. What's with triangles today? How can we... Oh crap, it's one of these puzzles. How can we make the shape in the image by using equilateral triangles of any size? What would the minimum number of triangles required? Okay. First off, I need to Google, because I've been out of school for way too long, what is an equilateral triangle? What is an equilateral triangle? A 2-day shape. It's 60 degree by 60 degree by 60 degree. Okay. That doesn't answer anything. Side all the same, right? Yeah. Sides all the same. So we're looking at trying to convert this into this. This blue triangle here. Also, my glasses are smudged. I need a minute. Okay. Now, how can we make the shape in the image by using equilateral triangles of any size? What would the minimum number of triangles required? I'm trying to see if I can, like, mentally fold this image in my head. That's what I'm wondering. 3. Like, if you fold all of them in, but that would become a 3D triangle. But would that still count? Plus... Hold on a minute. But that also seems way too obvious. Like, I'm thinking, what if you fold it, like, there, there, and there. Because then you got the middle here. So if you were to actually fold it, and then fold it again, like the 3 innards you bring in together, and then the other 3 could overlap the current ones, you'd still wind up then with a triangle, so you wouldn't need to add any. So you know what? I'm going to put 0. None.
This should do it, I think.
No, I'm not right.
That's not like me.
Try drawing various lines and see what you come up with. Alright, try again. This isn't as cut and print and perspective-like as you would like to think. And it's said to draw various lines. Because, if you notice, like right here in the middle, there's no point. It's actually a decent sized gap. It won't make a point. But what if I were to draw like a point right there? You know what? Erase this. Erase everything. Okay. You want? You know what? I will try 3 because I don't know. All right, let's try 3. See what happens.
I've seen how to solve this now.
No, it's not 3
That's
either.
not like me.
I think we need a hint. It's okay to put a triangle on top of another triangle. Okay, that's interesting. It's okay to put a triangle on another triangle. So fold this in. Alright, think. Trying to picture this now. Fold the 3 points in. That covers that up. And that becomes, alright, time to get my memo out again. That would mean the triangles become that. That. And that. Okay. But you can't fold these in because you got the tiny triangle that got formed in the middle. Alright, I need another hint. The shape is made from equilateral triangles of 2 different sizes. That also doesn't help. One large triangle is used to form a part of the shape. Okay. One large triangle? What? I gotta use the super hint. The missing sections of the shape are triangles. Try placing some small triangles on top of one big triangle. So, 4? Oh, I'm getting a headache. Hold on. I kind of give up on this puzzle. I was not good at this kind of stuff in school. I am not good at it now. Latent equilateral triangles. Okay, I was right. The answer is 4. And we'll find out why it's 4.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Ugh, what a puzzle. Gross. You did it. If you imagine the small triangles have cut parts out of the big triangle, this forms a shape in the original image. I don't know. I don't know. That makes very little sense to me.
When I see you smiling because of the puzzle, it makes me smile too. I have to be happy to sell the Poponios. Haha, well, I'm glad I could help. Good luck selling your lovely trinkets. Can I ask, do they sell well? Please, don't ask me that question.
In other words, nope.
But I'm not about to give up. One day, the whole world will want to buy Poponios. There will be a Poponio boom.
I hope not. I hope never. Your Poponios are gross. They're worse than Furbies.
Out of luck, there's no one on that boat, so we can't hitch a lift.
Alright, what else? Nothing there. Wait. At least I get my coins back. Some of them, at least. Okay. And there's you.
Apparently something happened down Chancellor Lane this morning. Do you know anything about it?
No, not really.
I just heard there was a big stir about something, but I don't know what.
It sounds like the news hasn't spread this far out yet, Cheryl.
It will, though. It's just a matter of time.
Alright, we move on to the next area.
Finally, we made it.
We can't breathe a sigh of relief yet, Cheryl. Look, there's a policeman on the bridge.
Do you think he's looking at us?
I'm not sure. Let's stay out of sight and watch him for a while. Oh, okay. Hey, money fun! It's such a beautiful day today. Tourists will be going up to the viewing platform in their droves. Okay. Nothing there. Anything on the windows? No. How about the spires? Oh, wait. One of them. Okay. Oh! Hey! Dog friend is here.
Hey, Hound. You're not in a good place, huh? I hear your owner's a killer. News travels fast around here, doesn't it? But don't be led astray by everything you hear. For starters, Cat's no killer. But more importantly, she's not my owner.
Yeah, well, sorry if I got the wrong end of the stick, Hound.
So how's it all gonna work out then, huh? You got a plan? We'll work something out. Alright, I've got to shake a paw now. See you.
Okay. I may as well talk to said police officer. Uh-oh.
Is he even blinking? If we try to cross the bridge, he'll spot us instantly.
No doubt all the other bridges across the river are being patrolled as well. It looks like we're out of luck on that front.
But if we can't use the bridges, how are we going to get to the other side?
Ask a chicken. They're gonna get to the other side of things. How to get across without the police noticing? Aha! How about something like this? Puzzle, apparently. Bridge over troubled water. A triple jump athlete has decided to wow his girlfriend by leaping across a river on floating planks to propose. On the first hop and the second skip, he can go either forwards, left or right one plank, changing direction if necessary. But on the last jump, he has to continue in the direction he's already moving, leaping over one plank to the plank beyond. He intends to repeat this several times in order to reach the pink plank in front of his girl on the other side. So where should he start? Okay. So, hop, skip, and jump, huh? You go either forwards, left, or right, one plank. So, it's one plank, and then skip a plank. So, it's kind of like we're dealing with like a Super Mario jump kind of deal. So, it would be like, if we started at A, it would be like 1, 2, skip over 3. 1, 2, skip over 3. And that wouldn't really work out well. So you know what? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to resync my controllers later. This is hard to work backwards because you have to deal with that missing jump. Or missing plank, actually. So this seems too direct for me. So let's see. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. Can I skip a jump like this? Or 1, 2. Okay, let's go see if I can skip a jump right there. Then 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. That doesn't work out. So far, B is looking good. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. C would work out as well. Alright, one more time. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. C!
This is an interesting one.
What?
What's the matter with me today?
But I did it right. Where did I mess up? Oh, and it took 5 Pickerats away from me. On the first hop and the second skip, he can go either forwards, left, or right 1 plank, changing direction if necessary. But on the last jump, he has to continue in the direction he's already moving, leaping over 1 plank to the plank beyond. So why didn't C work? 1, 2... And you can't wait. I could skip over to that. Oh my gosh, this is weird. Oh wait, they have a diagram here. Why did I miss that? Alright, 1, 2. Yeah, and it has to be the way he's facing. So 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump backwards? That doesn't make sense, because then he has to go 1, 2, and it wouldn't work here. And there's B. 1, 2, skip a jump to here. That is a... 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. 1, 2. Skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2. This puzzle sucks! 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. 1, 2, skip a jump. D?
I've seen how to solve this now.
Well, I don't know, and I'm just gonna randomly guess.
Not good.
Because this puzzle is also stupid. And you know what the answer should be? Learn to swim.
This should do it, I think.
So it's A. Fine.
That's not like me.
Fine. It's just freaking A. But why is it A?
This should do it, I think. Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
What? 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2. Oh, son of a... You had to land exactly on it? I think that'll work, Cheryl. This way we'll be able to get across to the other side of the river without anyone spotting us. Oh, it's Inspector Hastings, look. So maybe that copper wouldn't have arrested you after all. I don't know. Let's listen into their conversation. Have you seen her? No, sir. No sign of Miss Layton anywhere as yet. Do you think she really did it, sir? What are you talking about, Constable? Of course she didn't do it. Something funny's going on here. Just think of all the cases we've been scratching our heads about that she's helped us solve, eh? Alright, sometimes she's plays the fool, but her heart's in the right place. She's not bit, I'm sure of that. My little lemon said it all. Cat doesn't just try to solve her cases.
She's always thinking about what's best for everyone involved. She's a real gem, that woman. It's blindingly obvious she isn't a killer.
Yes, sir, I think so too, sir.
The thing is, Chief Inspector Britannius is completely convinced that she did it. I don't know what he thinks he's playing at these days.
To be honest, I haven't seen much of him lately. You seem to have been in the limelight a lot more, Inspector Hastings. When I arrived at the scene to find I'm there, I was quite excited, but then it came to this pretty pass.
We used to enjoy a bit of friendly competition, Britannius and me, but I don't know what's going on in his head anymore. Anyway, the point is, as far as I'm concerned, Kat's innocent. Personally, I'd like to bring her in and work it through it all. We'd soon show she was innocent, I reckon. But Britannius is the investigating officer on this one. And the way he's been banging on, I don't fancy Kat's chances if she shows up at the yard. If only we could find her, I could warn her to stay away for now. Come on, Constable. Let's look elsewhere.
Yes, sir. Very good, sir.
Old Super Snitch has headed off.
So, Inspector Hastings believes I'm not guilty.
Well, you have worked on a lot of cases together now. He knows you as well as anyone.
Well, well, well. A rare gem. Look at me. I'm blushing.
We haven't got time to sit here and watch your tail wag, Cat. Let's get over that bridge.
Oh, yes, good point. We must hurry to the wharf. Now we're all going to pretend that puzzle didn't exist. It's going to be our little secret. That puzzle did not happen at all. Okay. Okay. Right to the footpath of the river. No sign of police along here.
Yeah, so let's get to the wharf while the going's good.
As soon as I, examine the area thoroughly, that is. Oh, wait. Oh, I would love to sit down on that bench and have a rest, but we must push on. Oh, there's a can here. Coin. What else? Oh, wait. Coin. And... Man, I want my third coin. They always come in threes. Yeah! Hello, fisherman.
I've been seeing a lot of coppers around today.
Hello again, Mr. Fisher. Do you happen to know what they're investigating?
What they're investigating? Now that you ask, I feel like I did hear something. Or maybe I didn't. Yes, I think I did. A simple yes or no, that's all we're looking for. Wait, maybe I did hear something, yes. I might be able to fish it out from the depths of my memory, you never know. Give me a minute.
Oh no, really, it's no problem. If you don't know, it really doesn't matter. It sounds like word hasn't reached these parts yet, Cheryl.
It sounds like nothing's reached his parts. Ever. Anyway, we're here chasing our tails here. Let's get to the wharf.
Alright. To the wharf. Finally. Alright, we've made it to the wharf. Now we just need to find a boat.
Uh-oh. Without saying goodbye first, darling.
Chief Inspector Britannius, what are you doing here? It's really very simple, Catriel. Rather like your mind. I told the Chief Inspector you'd definitely attempt to escape by boat. Emiliana, how'd you know, though? I'm a professional profiler, you know. It was a simple matter of analyzing your behavioral patterns. It was obvious that you tried to think of a devious way to evade capture, a way to flee as far as possible with the least effort. In other words, a boat. Don't forget that I've had the dubious pleasure of spending a lot of time in your company. I have plenty of data for my analysis. Well, excellent job, Liliana. You've obviously been paying close attention to the way I work. I'm not sure why you're so happy. You do realize what this means, I presume? Oh, yes, of course. Why did you run away in the first place? You've successfully managed to implicate yourself by doing that. The Chief Inspector was already convinced that I was guilty. Well, as a colleague, let me give you some advice. Come back to the yard. Turn yourself in. I appreciate the words of wisdom, Miliana, but sorry, I'm not turning myself in. Va bene. I had already deduced that would be your answer. But it's futile to run. In any case, it would be better for everyone if you'd come in and clear this up. Well, we won't know how futile it is unless I try. All right, ladies, I think we've had enough of a chit-chat, don't you? You're not getting away from me again, Ms. Layton. Not a chance. Amazing. What people would do to advance their careers. What did you say, Perfetti? Nothing.
Ooh. What's our next move, Cat?
Good question. I think we're in a pickle.
Catriel Layton, give up. I'm going to arrest you now.
Sorry, I was never good at giving up.
There's no way out. Just like in this little puzzle here. What? You are a terrible officer. I'm about to arrest you right now, but first you have to solve this puzzle for my amusement. In plain sight. You're out on the plains. Suddenly you notice that you're surrounded by 3 lions. They already have their eyes on you. However, for some reason, they won't attack if 2 or more of them are in the same straight line distance away from their prey. You need to use this to your advantage so that you can make your escape. Find a route to the exit, moving 1 space at a time, vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. They won't attack if 2 or more of them are on the same straight line. So, okay. 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 There we go. Ah, crap!
This is an interesting one. What's the matter with me today?
I thought I had it. I was close. I'm lion food. I'm lion food. Alright. But I was getting somewhere. So do this instead. There. There we go.
This should do it, I think. And that's how it's done.
Good job, Catriel. Now I'm arresting you. You did it! You're safe now. What a relief. You found a solution, but your back's up against the wall. You should be floundering.
Sorry, I did say I wasn't good at giving up, didn't I? Bye!
Stop, Catriel Layton, stop!
Run, Cheryl, run!
Where are you going? The boat's the other way!
We can't get away on a boat now. The police will be waiting for us. We have to give up on that idea. Let's head to Bolin Hill instead.
Bolin Hill? I think I'd rather let the cops get us.
It'll be fine, and all the narrow little streets will help us evade capture. Even if the police follow us, it'll be much easier for us to hide somewhere.
All right then, if you say so. What are you all just standing there for? After her! I'll offer you a handsome reward to the first one of you to catch her. Yes, sir. Very good, sir.
There is no need to panic, Chief Inspector.
But we had her. She was within our grasp, and she slipped away.
Don't worry. Just leave it to me. I have a good idea of where to catch her yellow will go next. Rather than chasing her blindly, let's head her off. That's a far more effective plan.
Yes. I like the cheeky way you think, Perfetti.
So, where's that murderer running to? Oh, it's quite simple. Catherine will try to hide in. Oh, we got a clue. Thirst for success. Chief Inspector Britannius is desperately pursuing Cat. According to Emiliana, he's driven by a powerful desire to succeed. Oh, and I guess I can explore here even though the police are here.
Isn't that the same boat that was here last time? Do you think it'll ever actually takes its cargo anywhere? And that sentence came out all wrong.
Hey, we got a puzzle here. Ah, look, there's something coming out of that boat's funnel.
Smoke? I mean, it's just a guess, but...
Yes, there's smoke, but there's also puzzle in there too. Perhaps we should give it a try. What do we got? Robots... Why? I hate the robot puzzles! I hate these! Ugh! Yeah, make sure the strawberries, blah, 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 and there's 20 cakes. Holy crap. Okay. Gonna have to trial and error this bad boy. Alright. There. 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 No! Crap! And I'm gonna run into the same problem as last time. Holy crap, I think I did it! Yes! I destroyed it!
This isn't interesting. Puzzles are made for solving.
The last one was such hot garbage trying to solve. I got absolutely lucky on this one. You did it. A robot jumps into the delivery van so we can see all the customers' happy faces. It's so smoky. I'm glad we don't have to spend any more time on that puzzle.
So am I. My coat's going to stink for weeks.
Alright, what else? Any other coins around here? Maybe? Oh, it all looks so peaceful out there. Poor Miss Price. I hope she can rest in peace. Aw. I'm not seeing... Wait a minute. There one. What about this one? There's another one. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Wait. Ah, dang.
What you? 1 minute the place is crawling with peelers and the next they've all disappeared.
The police, you mean? Do you happen to know where they went?
Sorry, lass, that I don't.
Oh, we're going all the way back here. Na 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 na. Oh yeah, we're going all the way to Bowling Hill. Nice. Nearly there, Cheryl. We've made it to Bowling Green at least.
By a gnat's whisker.
I I think I'd better stash my bicycle somewhere so the police don't find it.
Good idea. It's not like we can go back to the river or Chanceline. We'll have to lie low here for a while.
Oh!
What? Is it the pigs?
No, look. That's Hans over there, isn't it?
Hans? Oh, you nearly gave me a heart attack.
Detective, so stupid police still haven't caught you. Good.
Yes, we've managed to outrun them so far, Hans. In no small part thanks to you and your brother. But what are you doing here?
Working. I fix statue.
Really? I don't know that you did that kind of work as well.
I do all work. We do not drink only tea like you British. And you should not be wasting time here. Go into back streets where it is hard to find you.
Yes, that's my plan.
I wish you luck that stupid police don't find you.
Thanks, Hans. Bye.
So now we head into the dark and dingy back streets of Bowling Hill.
Exactly. Come along.
Now I have to give a good comb over to this place.
Ooh, there's coin. Poor man. He's still having to hold that weight of the enormous globe.
Another coin. Oh, wait, what's this? Secret puzzle. Look, Cat. There's a puzzle hidden in that street lamp.
Oh, well spotted, Cheryl. Let me just see if I can solve it quickly.
And the police are behind her just tapping their foot, like, waiting. Ghosts and Gifts 3. Whoa! I missed 1 and 2 somewhere. A little girl is desperate to win a soft toy at the fairground, so she's trying her hand at a game involving ghosts and gifts. You have to line up all the gifts horizontally, vertically, or diagonally to win. But if you accidentally make a line of ghosts while you're shuffling things around, you lose. You can move the ghosts and the gifts up, down, left, or right into any empty space. Okay. And I only have 12 moves. But I have to line them all up horizontally. Okay, or diagonally to win. Can I move it like this? Yes, I can. Oh, no, I can only move them into empty spaces. Okay. So let's move this here. Move this down. What is this? Where are all the Papoños? You've already missed the Papoño guy. Twice! And he's horrible every single time. Alright, move that there. Oh, crap. Move that here. Move this down. Move that over. Move this up. Move that up. And I can't move the ghost diagonally. Crap, which means I messed up somewhere. I think I have the diagonal idea right here. Alright, let's move this up. That there. That doesn't work out either. Also, how are you doing, Vay? It's good to see you. Right now, following ghosts and gifts, and this is a tricky puzzle. Although maybe not diagonally as being the answer. Maybe straight down here is the answer. Seven, 6.
Crap, that's gonna make a whole line of ghosts, though.
Dang it!
Because this one is gonna be too far to move out. So maybe it is diagonally. So here and here is an easy move. That's gonna make a whole line of ghosts. That there. That there. 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 I have 4 moves left. 3, 2. Crap! Maybe this one is supposed to go up, and this one's supposed to go there. Okay. With that aside, this aside, this up, this right. Crap. I'm so close. Wait a minute. There. Wait, I thought I could move it diagonally. No, I can only move up and down, left and right, but I can line it up diagonally. Okay. So... Alright. This lines up good. So I don't have to worry about that. Then you can move these aside, and this gets shuffled down quick. Alright. Now. Two. 1. Shoot! I'm shy like maybe 1 or 2 moves. Now I'm sticking my tongue out like the ghost, just trying to solve this bugger. Yeah, that's way wrong. So, maybe it's not so much that. Maybe it is this down here? But this is going to take so many moves in order to get that working. So I don't think I'm even supposed to move this. This only means it has to be diagonally lined up. Crap! Okay, so ghost can't go there. Three. I have 3 moves. But I don't think I have any means to be able to get that gift over. 2. Yeah, crud. Double crud. Weirdly enough, looking at these ghosts, they remind me of Grimace from the old McDonald's commercials. I don't know why. It's the first thing now that's popped into my head now, trying to move these things around. Yes, something's... I wonder if I need to move this one to make it the middle one. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Alright, so far I definitely think this one belongs there. Crap! No, I do not want a hint coin for this one. There has to be a solution. And that's gonna make a ghost lineup. Frick. It's the same mistake as I made the first time around with this puzzle. It's like it's too far down for me to maneuver it well. Also, these things staring at them for so long are starting to look like jelly beans. Five, 4. And that's not right either. I need a hint coin. Dang it. This time you only have a limited number of moves to make the line of gifts. So let's take a step back and think about how to best shuffle things around. One of the diagonals looks promising. The gift box is already close to where they need to be in that case. I already know that. That's what I've been trying to work on. Let's think about your first move. Move the central ghost on the second row from the top across to the right. Then move the gift box that's on the top row and the 2 ghosts that are previously to the left of it across the right. Alright, central ghost on the second row from the top across to the right. Then move the gift box that's on the top row down. Okay. So it's telling me to do this, 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 and this. So from that, let's move that here, there, there. There. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad! Ugh!
I've seen how to solve this now.
There it is.
And that's how it's done.
I had to waste 2 coins. Damn it. Ugh. You did it. It was a real challenge, but just look at the little girl. She could barely contain her excitement at winning the puzzle. I don't feel like I won.
There are puzzles everywhere, aren't there? If you keep your eyes peeled, you never be bored calling again.
Exactly. So let's see how many more we can find. If nothing else, it takes my mind off other things. Like being hunted down by the police. I think we can finally lower our guard a little now, Cheryl.
Oh yeah, there's no way the police would spot us here. Are you barking? We're still right out in the open.
I suppose you're right. This probably is a little too exposed still. Let's head down some of the smaller streets to somewhere less obvious. We're going right to the dead end, aren't we? Yeah, that is absolutely stupid movement.
She still hasn't blocked up that mouse hole then. I call it bone idol.
Wait. Coin. What else? Wait, was there? No. Fire hydrant, maybe? Yes. Oh, puzzle, not a coin.
Do you think this fire hydrant works?
I'm sure the Bowling Hill Self-Defense Force check that kind of thing, don't they? Anyway, even if water doesn't come out of it anymore, puzzles do. Look. That would be weird. Great crowding too. Oh, it's this. We've done this before. We gotta make a path from the left side to the right side. Okay. Oh my god, did I do it? I think holy no! I'm blocked over here. No! I thought I had it for a minute. Oh, and I won't be able to move. Okay, now this long one's going to be in the way. Alright, try again. I think I need to get this brown box into this little nook here. Alright, I can do that temporarily. Crap. Alright, I was doing better moving before. Alright, like that. So let's move that back. Okay, that to here. Damn it! I did it right. I was doing good the first time. I shouldn't have reset that time. Okay. All right. Can squeeze that down there. Shift this box there. Then what? Can't you just, like, crawl on top of the crates just to get over to the other side, buddy? You guys are, like, in good shape for this kind of occupation. Okay, why aren't you moving? Thank you. And crap, that makes me stuck. Urgh. Alright, so let's do that. Okay. Shift that there. And I'm gonna get blocked. Okay. It's like this little brown box is the one that's causing the most issue. Okay. Move that down. Move that down. Wait a minute. Wait, gotta move that back so I can move this brown box. Let's move this into here. Okay. Crap. It definitely has something to do with this little frickin' box there. Alright. Tuck that out of the way. But it still blocks me. So I can move that out. Okay. Because then the green box here slides in well, but... Oh, no! I need this that freaking brown box right in the bottom corner. Okay, think. How can I maneuver it? I'm a smart lad. I'm a very smart lad. I can figure this out. Okay. Goes there. Yes! Yes!
This is an interesting one. Any mystery or any puzzle,
And that's probably going to shame me by telling me I can do it in a certain amount of moves. Major, how you doing? You did it. Nothing can stop you from traversing the storeroom. Nothing! That's so much better. I knew I'd feel like this once I'd solved it.
That's what I'd say to myself after a nap.
Well, sorry, Cheryl, but there's no time for napping now. The police are probably hot on our heels. Dropping a Fortnite lurk. Okay, enjoy your lurk. And enjoy your Fortnite game. Look at all the empty bottles in here. Is this old wooden box a substitute rubbish bin, do you think? Oh, wait, what's this? I think that's the third coin. Right to the dead end. Here we go.
Alright, now we can pause for breath. We should be safe here. Well, safe-ish.
Yes, well, let's have a little rest.
Uh-oh, there's someone there.
What? Where? Oh, yes, over there. It's... Ratman! I thought we'd never see you again. Discovered the Bover boots. Wow, those are some stomp your face into the goddamn dirt boots. Those are I have knives in the heels boots.
Is that an oil drum? Looks like it's just been thrown away here. I don't imagine anyone's going to retrieve it now.
Wait, I heard something. Right there. Okay. We got 2 coins. Come on, give me magic number 3. Wait. We got a puzzle.
I can't tell if this is junk or something someone's still using.
Well, it looks like it's operational, so I'd say it's probably still in use.
And it's hiding a puzzle too, if I'm not mistaken.
Alright, what do we have here? Stop the bomb! The timer on the bomb is ticking away. Apparently it can be stopped if you connect the numbers 1 to 6 in order. If you select the number panel, it changes color. Find a sequence of numbers somewhere in the grid to stop the bomb. A Bover boot is a type of boot that has been associated with violence. Okay, that explains why that boot looked like it was going to murder someone. Alright, so we're looking for a 1 through 6 in order. So, it's kind of like a word search. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Okay, so yeah, that's how I figured it would go. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. No. And I can't go diagonally. So you know what? Found it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it.
A good puzzle is something you have to chew over.
That was
That
easy.
was too easy.
You did it. The timer stopped. What a relief. Ooh, and I can make something called tandoori chicken.
It's actually quite impressive that someone's trying to keep this old thing going.
That's true. It's important not to let things be thrown away just because they're old and looking a bit sorry for themselves. That's right. Take care of your electronics and appliances, and they last for years. Like, oof. My parents still, well, my mother still has the bed set that they've used since like early 1999. We had a refrigerator that we used back since, I'd say, the early 2000s, and we just replaced it. And I still have gaming systems back in the early 90s that are still fully functioning. That's what happens when you show love to a lot of the stuff.
Like a rodent from the gutter, he appears. Crooks and villains tremble in fear. The power mouse of justice is here. Ratman!
I know that voice. Is that you, Mr. Chance?
Mr. Chance, perhaps at first glance. But no, I joined the dance. I'm Ratman!
Sorry, yes, of course. Whew, I'm glad it's you, though, Mr. Ratman, and not the police.
I was out for a stroll on patrol, looking for a troubled soul. And I'd wager I found one, judging by that face so glum.
Well, the thing is, the police are after me because they think I murdered Clover Price, the owner of the Lucky Clover of Chancery Lane. I didn't do it, of course, obviously.
That's the pits, those rotten crits, accusing you of a crime you didn't commit.
That was kind of poor.
Aha, but don't let your spirits fall. I'm well aware of all the deeds you've done, and so are the good people of London. Everyone knows Catriel Layton's nose is as clean as they goes, so stand tall, rise above it all.
Thank you, Ratman. You've given me the strength to carry on.
Good to hear. Have no fear. Sooner or later, you'll be in the clear.
Yes, I'm innocent, and I believe that the truth will prevail in the end. Although being on the run like this, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to happen. And that's what a murderer would say. How long am I going to have to remain a fugitive? Who's going to prove that I'm innocent?
Talking to yourself again, cat?
Yes, I am. I can't believe I've been so blind. There's no one else who's going to prove my innocence. No one else except me.
Aha! Bulb lights in our heroine's noggin! The answer to the riddle comes a-knockin'. Yes, Miss Layton, it falls to you, but no one's better at getting out of a stew. Justice will be served in due course.
You need to work on your lines. Thank you, Ratman.
So how are you going to do it then, Cat? How are you going to clear your name?
By investigating the case and determining who the real culprit was, of course. So I must go straight back to Chancery Lane.
Brilliant idea. Hornets' nests are so much fun things to walk into.
If I don't investigate the scene of the crime, I'll never be able to prove that I didn't do it. We have to get inside the Lucky Clover. I know it's dangerous, but it's a risk we're going to have to take.
Oh, all right. I don't want to rain on your parade. It was your light bulb moment after all.
Thank you, Cyril, and sorry you've been dragged into this.
I can't have you making exceptions to the any mystery solved motto, just because the mystery relates to a member of the pack. Otherwise, there's no hope if you make any progress on the conversational canine case, is there? And anyway, I don't like that Britannius. I just want to bite him. How dare he accuse you of being a murderer? He's really taking the biscuit. So I say let's find the real killer and show that so-and-so up for being so sure of himself and so wrong.
Yes, I'm so in agreement with you.
All right then, Chancellor Lane, here we come.
Ooh. Proof of innocence. So we got 2 clues left. Redman makes Cat realize she must prove her innocence rather than running away. She and Cheryl resolve to return to the scene of the crime. And okay, and we go back. Also, I thought I hit our bike. Luckily, it wasn't the police then.
No, so back to our home territory, yes?
I just need to get my bike, Cheryl. Oh! Uh-oh. I hear... Oh, no. Oh, no, poor doggy!
Wait for me! Give me a ride!
Just move to an alley, you idiot! Oh, and this is a puzzle. A whole new ball game. Get away from the giant ball. It will take a particular route, starting at the top left and going down to the bottom right. If you're hit by the ball or have nowhere left to go, you die. You lose. The ball and the bike move at the same time. On each turn, they move 1 square. The bike can't travel through any squares that it has already been through before. Okay. Huh. Don't run, yeah, don't run in a straight line or bike in a straight line. Go in an alleyway. They move 1 square. Alright, I'm gonna need to, like... How do I move? Oh, okay, so I use the little buttons. No! Ow. Nope. So I should just, like, follow behind the ball. Yes? Oh, crap. Maybe not quite behind the ball. Nope, that was a bad idea. Okay. There we go.
This is an interesting one. Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
You did it. You managed to dodge it nicely. You managed to be a complete moron and not go in an alley.
That was too close for comfort.
It was a little more exciting than I'd bargained for. We were very nearly flattened. Surely the police couldn't have been behind that, could they?
Hard to believe they used such rough tactics, but who else could have done it?
It was a bit over the top for the police, though.
Maybe they're just so desperate to catch you. They've lost all sense of what's right and wrong.
Maybe. Anyway, we better get on the lookout for other dangers. Alright, come along then. Let's hurry back to the Lucky Clover now. Oof. Alright, back to Chancellor Lane.
There's not a police officer in sight here in Chancellor Lane.
Well, there's a surprise. I was sure they would be out in force here, waiting for me to come back.
Do you think he's given up on trying to catch you?
Chief Inspector Britannius? Not likely. He doesn't strike me as the type to give in easily.
No, agreed. He's a dogged one, all right.
Ciao, signorina. What are you doing back here? Oh, sorry, I know you tried to help me get away before. There's just something I need to do at the scene of the crime. But maybe it's been solved already? Is that why there are no police around here now? I wish it had, but I haven't heard anything like that. There were police up and down the whole street not until long ago, but suddenly they all disappeared. I see.
I wonder where they all went.
Well, let's not waste our chance to get inside Lucky Clover, Cheryl. Come along.
I hope you don't see a dead body. Like, seriously. I hope the body was at least moved.
There aren't even any police in the shop now.
At the scene of the crime? You'd expect at least 1 or 2 plots to be here, wouldn't you? Well, this is your chance then, isn't it? Get investigating. I see a outline of a body.
Look, Cheryl, do you see the chalk outline? That must be where she was found.
Yeah, other than that, you'd have no idea this was a murder scene.
No, it looks completely normal, doesn't it? The displays and shelves don't appear to have been disturbed. It's hard to imagine that theft was the motive in that case.
Perhaps it was someone she knew. Someone who held a grudge.
That's possible. It would explain why there are no signs of a struggle. Okay.
Just kind of scan everywhere. Hey, what do we got here?
Everything looks neat and tidy in here as usual. No sign of a break-in or anything. Ah!
Invisible body. Yeah. If, okay, actually, no. I can kind of believe that because we're in the latent, game. Games like this have weird technology. What is it, Cat? Have you found a clue to the identity of the real killer?
No, not a clue. The opposite. A puzzle.
How's that the opposite? If it's not a clue, the opposite would be a junk. Bead tangle. To make some items of jewelry, this girl needs various pieces of cord, each with 1 red bead on them. Using a special cutter that cuts in a circular shape, get the lengths of cord ready with just 1 cut. The cord is not joined up anywhere you can't see. Press Alt A to pick up the circle and move it to the place where the cutter needs to be used. The cord cut off inside the circle is not required. Okay. Okay, wait. So we're looking for 1 specific strand of cord? How big of a shape are we talking about here? Not very big. Get the lengths of cord ready with just 1 cut. Alright, that's 1 bead. That's 1 bead. 1 bead. 1 bead there. 2 beads along this strand. And 2 beads along that strand. So 2 strands, or 3 strands, have 2 beads. That one, and this one. But each one needs to only have 1. So I think the cut needs to be there. That way. Alright, so cut there. That becomes 1 and 1. This becomes 1 and 1. That becomes 1 and 1. Got it!
This is an interesting one.
Yes!
Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
You did it! The cord is all ready. Time to make some jewelry. Time to get all fancy. Do you really think that puzzle was for sale here?
I don't know. That's the puzzle, isn't it?
Mirror? Wait, mirror?
A full-length mirror so you can make sure your whole outfit coordinates. Or perhaps to keep an eye on potential shoplifters. Ooh. Oh, I love this! Oh, I suppose this isn't the time to be trying on clothes, though.
Okay.
Wait. Coin in a drawer. Hat?
That's an awkward place to display your goods, isn't it? Or does it just look high from all the way down here?
She always used that mannequin's head up there to showcase her finest hats. Wait a minute, though. That's a little odd.
What's odd? Other than the workings of your mind?
Well, when I came in here last night, the hat was straight. Now it's at an angle.
Told you, the workings of your mind are odd. Who remembers something like that?
I do, and I'm sure I'm right, because I remember looking longingly at that very hat yesterday evening. Oh, this is the hat she wanted to buy.
So you're saying that between then and now, somebody tipped the hat? The fiend.
That is what I'm saying, yes, and I can't imagine Miss Price doing it. So is perhaps the killer.
All right, I take it all back. Perhaps you're onto something. Let's investigate.
Don't mind if I do. I'll just fetch the mannequin's head down. Okay.
Whoa, missing a big old chunk. What's that?
Its head is dented out of shape. Look.
Was it always like that?
I don't know. There was always a hat on it, so I wouldn't have been able to see. I wonder when it got damaged.
We got a clue.
Dented mannequin. Okay, something tells me the mannequin fell on her head and that's how she died. The hat on the mannequin's head in the Lucky Clover is at a... Oh, the... typo! They forgot a K in the word lucky. The Lucky Clover is at a tilt now, despite being straight when Cat left the shop late last night. The head is also dented.
It doesn't sit right with me. There are no signs of anything out of the ordinary in here at all, other than the outline of a dead body.
And, if it's relevant, the dent in the mannequin's head.
Yeah, if it's relevant.
I wonder...
Uh-oh.
What is it, Cheryl?
Someone's coming in. It could be the Fuzz.
Laura, I'm right. I thought you'd be here, Catriel. Ah, Miliana. Just as I expected. Oh, you were expecting me? Of course. You are a professional profiler, you know. I thought you'd have a hunch that I'd come back here. I don't operate on hunches, Catriel. You might, but I prefer hard facts and scientific analysis. Your profile clearly identified the fact that you'd have to come to the scene of the crime to investigate yourself. And will Chief Inspector Britannius be joining us? No, he won't be coming. I fed him some bogus information. He's currently investigating some random and completely unrelated location. I see. So it was you who cleared all the police out of Chancellor Lane, was it? You gave them a false lead. Correct, but I don't imagine that I did it for your benefit. At first I thought we needed to catch you in order to get the truth of this matter. But I was wrong. Sorry. Britannius has clearly jumped to conclusions here. He hasn't investigated thoroughly enough at all. His deductions are totally flawed. All I want to see is a proper investigation carried out. No corners cut. I don't like that. In other words, you don't think I did it. I never said that. A proper investigation is all I said. That still sounds like a lot like you believe I'm innocent. Va bene. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that I do believe you're innocent. That would be based on evidence, not some misplaced loyalty. So, do you have any evidence? As a matter of fact, I do. I know that you've been telling the truth. That in itself is evidence. I can immediately tell when someone is lying, you see. It's quite simple. Just like in this puzzle. Man, what's with everyone giving me random puzzles? Truth lies in a box of balls. 4 people are talking next to a box with a 4x4 grid. Let's call them A, B, C, and D. Here's what each person says. There are 2 balls in each vertical line. There's 1 ball in each horizontal line. There's a ball in each of the 4 corners. The only person lying here is A. 2 of the 4 people are lying. Each slot can take 1 ball. So how many balls are in the box total? God. Another freaking ghost riddle where people are lying and all that crap. Damn it. Okay. Memo time. Memo time. Alright, let's see. There are 2 balls in each vertical line. There's 1 ball in each horizontal line. There's a ball in each of the 4 corners. The only person lying here is A. Alright, so let's go under the assumption everyone's telling the truth. So, let's start off with C. C says that there's a ball in each of the 4 corners. So let's make a note here, 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 and here. Now this one says there's 1 ball in each horizontal line. Which would mean that would be impossible. Because horizontal is going down. And not just a ball, there's multiple balls. Yeah, so there's 1 ball in each horizontal line. And some of them don't have any balls. So let's say that now B is lying. Then this one says the only person lying here is A. A says there are 2 balls in each vertical line. This actually rings true because there's 2 balls there and 2 balls here. So we're going to say that D is lying. So the only one telling the truth is A and C. There's a ball in each of the 4 corners. Okay, which is true. And there are 2 balls in each vertical line. Which would mean that there would be a ball here, a ball here, a ball here, and a ball here. Because vertical is going left and right. So 2 balls, 2 balls, 2 balls, and 2 balls. And that definitely means B's lying because horizontal wouldn't matter because it's always 2 balls. So then that would mean the total balls in this box is 8. There are 8 balls.
This is an interesting one.
Yes, I'm good! You did it. There are 8 balls in total. Only A's and C's stories tie in with each other. B and D were lying. Honesty is the best policy. So you're a walking lie detector, Emiliana? Haha, I see you haven't lost your sense of humor, despite being the focus of a manhunt. Laura, as a favor, I'll show you some interesting data. This is the autopsy report.
Does it say she's dead? I knew that already.
Let's see. Oh, look at this. She suffered a blow to the head. Yeah, the mannequin hit her in the head. And bruising to the chest. Oh.
What does all that tell us?
Bruising to the chest. Yes, that's something of a mystery, I admit. If I'm reading this correctly, the chest injuries had nothing to do with the cause of death. Is that right? Yes, it's unclear how those injuries came about. The cranial blow was the clear cause of death. It seems probable that the victim was struck heavily with a blunt object of some description. Anyway, that's all the information I'm able to give you. You're on your own now. Thank you, Emiliana. I really appreciate it. Don't thank me. The only reason I did this was because I can't stand to see anyone falsely accused. And my profiling clearly shows that the culprit in this case bears no resemblance to you whatsoever. Not to mention what? Not to mention that despite our differences, I can see that you're obviously well-intentioned and honest. That's very big of you to say so. You're not the killer. That's what my profiling demonstrates. Now it's up to you to prove my profiling accurate. Goodbye, Catriel.
So after all that yapping, it turns out the perfect storm is on our side.
Yes, and she's a very valuable ally. The real puzzle now is that bruising on Miss Clover's chest. How did it get there? She died here in the shop from a blow to the head. No signs of a struggle. The dented mannequin's head on top of the cabinet. And the bruising on the victim's chest. Aha! I wonder.
Sounds like we got the final clue.
Wait, what's this word? Thoracic bruising. And with this,
we solved the case.
hey, she's pointing fingers, I'm pointing fingers too. According to the post-mortem report, it was a blow to the head that killed Price. But there was also considerable bruising on her chest. Why? Solve this case? Absolutely. Yes, of course. Now I know exactly what happened here.
You do?
I do. And I can prove my own innocence.
So why was she killed? That's what's got me scratching. Scratching my head, I mean. I haven't got fleas.
The person with all the answers will be here soon enough. All we have to do is wait.
The killer's coming! Here! There's Britannius.
Catfare Layton. Here you are. Now I've got
Ooh! I was close with his voice.
Ah, right on cue. Good.
Miss Layton!
Cat!
Is it you who's got me, or the other way around?
What?
This mystery is history. Yes, the orchestrator of this plot is someone driven by extreme jealousy. Jealousy of my success. Isn't that right, Chief Inspector Royale Britannius?
Oh, please.
I just want to
You're
punch him
behind
right
all
straight in
this,
his
aren't
pointy
you?
chin.
You're the one who set me up.
No.
And
That's a
I,
stance of
of
someone
course,
who's super
am
guilty.
innocent.
What are you saying, Cat? The Chief Inspector? Really? Are you off your rocker? Explain yourself.
The two of you have always competed with one another for success in your careers. But you've been losing more and more ground each day recently, haven't you, Chief Inspector? So you concocted an elaborate plan.
What plan?
When you found out that Inspector Hastings was benefiting from my puzzle-solving skills, you started thinking. You decided to frame me for murder and discredit your rival as someone who solicits the help of criminals at the same time.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch.
She's got it wrong, hasn't she, Britannius? I thought it was always just friendly rivalry between us. How could you do something like this? I mean, murder?
Let's not jump to conclusions, Inspector. Your colleague may be a right royale pain in the Britannius, but a murderer he is not.
You've lost me.
Ms. Price was trying to fetch down a mannequin's head from on top of a cabinet. Unfortunately, it fell on top of her, striking her a deadly blow to the skull.
How heavy is that mannequin? Jeez! Even if she got a stepladder and fell on her head, it dealt that big of a blow?
But you said Britannius planned it. How could he have planned that?
You have the order of events in reverse. The Chief Inspector was the person who discovered Ms. Price's body. It was only afterwards that he conceived of this whole plan.
You really wanted to get ahead that badly?
I was born with nothing, you know. Absolutely nothing. For me, power and prosperity is the be-all and end-all.
Ooh, not a good mentality to go with.
If you beat me to the top, I'd be a failure again. A nothing. A nobody.
It was the extent of the bruising on Miss Price's body that mystified me at first. But it was because of how hard you tried to resuscitate her.
Chest compressions. For a blow to the head, you tried to chest compress? What?
Isn't that right?
Yes. Poor woman.
So I think that proves it. A merciless competitor? Yes. A murderer? No. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hastings?
A douchebag trying to frame someone? Very much yes.
I suppose that just about sums it up, yeah.
Ah, nice picture. Looked it up. At one point, mannequins were made out of plaster. Which, wait. Isn't a hard plaster heavy? I don't know. The incident involving Miss Price was a very sad affair all around. But the people of Chancellor Lane came through for me. Thanks to them, I was able to clear up the false accusation of murder for which I was so heinously framed. I'll never forget the faithfulness of everyone who stood by me so loyally and believed in my innocence. Save your progress? Yes! Nice. Very nice. Ooh, new case has been pinned on the board. Oh, that looks menacing! I wonder if that... I think that's the last case. Around 11 pounds per square foot. Okay, yep. That could do it. That could definitely do it then. If it was one of those mannequins. Especially if you hit, like, one of the soft points in your head. You know, like, I forget when it's, like, described for a baby. Like, the soft spot of your head and you're always born with it or something. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, we've did a lot of the, finished with one... I can't talk now. Finished one case. Completed a fully another case. It looks like we probably have the last case because that emblem looks evil as all heck. So, we are going to finish up for tonight. And we are going to find someone to raid. But yeah, the puzzles were good. I got super proud on solving a bunch of them. A few of the puzzles I call complete bullcrap. But let's see. I'm going to send you guys over to Maricam. Alright, so, until next time, everyone, have a good day, and have a good night, and I will see you all next time. Bye.